Let's address this person, shall we? You see this person right here? Okay, so since you want to be a victim, okay, I can help you with the crime victims unit, right? And I could get you in touch with them and they can help you get DoorDash and all your needs met, right? Sorry, but there's like loud noises where I'm at. But anyways, let me tell you something. You want to be a victim so bad, I will let them know that you're a victim of eating too many Big Macs, okay? That's what you're a victim of. A victim of eating too many Big Macs. That double chin should say all that it needs to say.
Oh my God, I cannot even describe to you guys the week Tophia has had and the things that have come out of this woman's mouth. It is crazy to see a woman who has so many times claimed that the internet is fat-phobic towards her be completely fat-phobic to someone else who didn't even call her fat. She makes video after video after video talking about the situation that her family is currently in, and then will preface it by saying, you know, my real family, you know, Mama Chu's extended family, they're gonna be pissed at me for this, because they don't want me talking about this, but I need to say what I need to say. And what is it that she needs to say? It's a whole bunch of nothing, and a whole bunch of blaming the internet. And I know that's kind of been the running constant in the past two Tophiachu videos, and there are many who will say because of the current situation she's in and what happened to her brother that she should be given a pass for saying some of these things. But I think after watching today's video, no matter how you feel about Tophia and the situation going on around her, you are going to all agree that, man, she is handling this terribly and she's talking like just a horrible person. I'm gonna say it right now, somewhere in this video, I can't tell you exactly where it's gonna be, she says something that I think is gonna become very important in the next coming months. She says, and this is basically verbatim, that if Mama Chu ends up back on the streets and they end up living in a car again, it's the internet's fault. It's not her fault because she's doing everything she can by sitting here and making TikToks, and if they end up homeless, it is nobody's fault but the internet. And this just sounds like an early failsafe to the inevitable homelessness they will face again when Tophia isn't just given money by the internet. That's one thing she seems very dead set on in this video, telling people that they're not going to stop her from getting help. And when she says that, I assume she just means from getting more Cash App donations and opening up more GoFundMes for every time they need an expense paid. She has no plans on getting a job. She will bring that up quite a lot and say that trauma is stopping her from that. However, she says that this trauma isn't new. This is trauma that's been following her for years, and that's why she's not getting a job, inadvertently proving that this whole situation surrounding the death of her brother is not even a factor in her not wanting to still work. But the thing she's going to talk about the most, and it's the thing you're going to hear her talk about first, is the current GoFundMe set up for the funeral of Brother Chu. She admits it now, Brother Chu has been cremated by the state. This is because he was just sitting in the morgue too long without any family member claiming him, which is disgusting to consider Tophia never went there and did it herself, but that's besides the point. The GoFundMe is still there, there's still about $7,000 just sitting in limbo, and a lot of people are accusing Tophia of using this money to spend on DoorDash and shit like that, but really, she can't even touch it. The GoFundMe money is really there for Brother Chu's funeral, and it's in his friend's name, and I bet you Tophia wants that money for herself, and she'll even touch on this later, but the friend said he's only going to give it to the funeral home and wherever they're going to bury Brother Chu, or bury his ashes now. But Tophia keeps bringing up that people are calling her out for spending the GoFundMe money on DoorDash and all that, and while I've seen some of that, I feel like a lot of these people are just simply misinformed. Tophia is spending a lot of the money she's been given off-platform on DoorDash and stupid shit like that. A lot of people sent her Cash Apps. She got Cash Apps from the family and stuff like that. And this was all money she was supposed to be saving so that when her and Mama Chu tried to get a place, she'd have it. Well, now she's admitting that all of that money, that's all the money going to DoorDash. The $7,000 that's sitting there for Brother Chu's funeral, that's still going to go to his funeral, but at the end of the day, if there's any spare money lying around, she's just gonna then use it for DoorDash. So basically, everything that she's been given except for the GoFundMe money has been spent on like DoorDash and shit like that. And she'll even mention later how she has been able to cook, she does have a place, or at least a room, and she just hasn't wanted to, because she's been going through a lot. and she thinks it's better just to eat fast food rather than make meals because she's been going through a lot. That's her logic. As you're going to see a lot in this video, her logic doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It's just her trying to defend herself from things that she's like put herself into now. All these situations with her unnecessarily spending money that people are rightfully calling her out on, and she's just really mad at the internet about it. So I've talked enough. It's time to hear Big Toph talk about it herself, and I guarantee you there's going to be parts of this video where you have your head in your hands just like, what are you even saying? Like what point are you trying to make? This is a hard one to watch today, ladies and gentlemen, so with all that being said, try to enjoy it. I don't know if you will.
Hi, welcome. I haven't been able to make videos because of the place that I'm at doesn't allow videos, so I have to go outside. But I need to address this because I'm so sick and tired of people thinking that it's normal for people on Reddit to contact the morgue with my brother's information, pretend to be his family, and then spread lies and misinformation on the internet about me scamming people out of a GoFundMe I don't have access to. I don't know how many times I have to scream or yell or, you know, get it through people's heads. Maybe someone, you know, I don't know, I need to scream in your ears. Some of you guys need to clean out your ears with Q-tips before you start running your mouth, because how am I scamming people out of a GoFundMe I don't have? Do you know that the GoFundMe is stuck in the process session that is processing, that I can't even set up an appointment to bury my brother because people wanted to report it? Oh, whoops. That's why my brother hasn't been buried. Let's talk about that, because my brother hasn't been buried because now it's stuck in processing. Do you know that it takes 14 to 17 days for cremation, and that people pretended to be his family just so they could say he's cremated and I'm not doing anything with the money? So let's talk about the money I spent at Ross and TJ Maxx's. People want to be in my business and pocket watch. You know, I want to say F-U-C-K-E-N, but I can't cuss because TikTok will take this down. So let me show you, because since you want to be nosy, you know, my mom's family is probably going to yell at me for this video. I don't care, but it needs to be addressed, so I'm going to make this video. Do you see this lovely little card that was condolences for my mom's family? This lovely little card had $300 in it. You know where the $300 went? To Ross and TJ Maxx. You know why? Because I needed pajamas that I didn't have to sleep in because I was sleeping in jeans. I only had one pajama that I bought from Walmart. On top of the stuff that I bought, I did go shopping at Walmart with a $200 gift card that the crime victims unit gave me, on top of a $500 gift card to Grubhub, which I can't find the receipts in Grubhub because it's disappeared. But I spent $500 of that gift card to Grubhub because people want to say, well, you bought Grubhub with what money? I didn't pay for any of that food with any money. It was given to me by the crime victims unit to buy food from Grubhub.
Early in that video, she said that the internet's the reason her brother's not buried because people are going after the GoFundMe, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Tophia said that they were really making plans for the funeral as soon as 2 days after the shooting happened. But now, so much time has gone by because Tophia has done nothing in that time to help the funeral happen. Now, when she brings up gift cards and stuff like that, I don't think she's lying. I truly do believe she's been gifted, like, gift cards either by the crime victims unit or people online or Tophiachu's family. So in the videos I've been making on Tophia, I haven't been bringing up how much money she's been spending on fast food. And that's because I assumed that she was just, again, getting these gift cards. I didn't think she was lying about that. But when she brings up spending $500 on Grubhub and saying she can't find the receipts for it, which that's again, nobody's asking for this, but the fact that she's like divulging all this info, we would have never known she spent $500 on Grubhub. And I don't think anybody gave her a $500 Grubhub gift card. So it seems like she's spending other money that people are donating to maybe help her get back on her feet to more fast food. Like maybe she got a McDonald's gift card and she's like, that's cool, but I want barbecue tonight, so I can dip into this money a little bit and get that. And it's clear that's what she's doing. And I feel like when a lot of people say she's scamming, they're saying because she did receive a lot of other donations through Cash App and stuff like that told her, hey, put this towards getting another place, put this towards Tophiachu's recovery. And she's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. It's none of their business what I use this money for now. And that's the kind of mindset she has. She's also very upset that people contacted the morgue and found out that Brother Chu had been cremated. And if the people called up there on like false pretenses that they were members of Tophia's family and the morgue fell for it, I can see why she'd be a little bit sour about that. I think anybody would be. But she's even more mad just because this info's out there in general. And a lot of people wanted to know about this, considering the GoFundMe on the funeral hadn't been updated in about a month and a half now. So people were wondering what the next logical steps were, and when people found out he'd been cremated and there was a chance that a funeral wouldn't even be taking place, of course questions were going to be asked. But now we have to get to what I showed you guys in the beginning of the video, and that's where Tophia just randomly starts calling this woman fat. And starts calling this woman, you know, somebody who eats too much Big Macs and has a double chin. And you may wonder, well, what did this woman say to Tophia to spur this on? Did she say Tophia eats too much Big Macs? Maybe she said, man, this girl needs to stop spending all her money on food. No, none of that. And even if she did, Tophia's always the one to say she's the bigger person. But no, the girl only said, man, Tophia really needs to, like, take better care of her money. And Tophia then felt that because she was being questioned on anything, because this person dared to question the great Tophia, that Toph could then go on her story and talk for, like, 2 minutes about how this person needs to stop eating Big Macs and all this other shit that is the most, like, hypocritical thing you'll probably ever hear in your life.
Let's address this person, shall we? You see this person right here? Okay, so since you want to be a victim, okay, I can help you with the crime victims unit, right? And I could get you in touch with them and they can help you get DoorDash and all your needs met, right? Sorry, but there's like loud noises where I'm at. But anyways, let me tell you something. You want to be a victim so bad, I will let them know that you're a victim of eating too many Big Macs, okay? That's what you're a victim of. A victim of eating too many Big Macs. That double chin should say all that it needs to say. You want to sit here and tell me that I need to starve? Maybe you should start starving yourself. I am so sick and tired of people telling me that I'm supposed to starve. You know why they gave me a $500 Grubhub gift card? Because I was in a hotel room. I could cook, but I wanted to buy fast food because I was visiting my mom every day in the hospital and didn't have the energy to cook after I was just carjacked. Tried to be ripped out of a window, watched my brother get blasted, you know, pew-pewed in his head. He was missing an eye. I watched my brother die right before my eyes, but yeah, I'm supposed to somehow have the energy to get up and cook because people said so, and that I'm not supposed to use a gift card that was given to me. But okay, yet again, here is Miss Eats Too Much Big Macs trying to come on the internet and say that I am scamming people. And I don't care if you say that I'm bullying this person. Maybe they shouldn't make videos and thinking that it's totally okay for a Reddit to pretend to be someone's family member. Contact the morgue.
That, like, 2-minute clip is just unbelievable. The way she acts in that, like, firstly, and I know this is going to sound pretty rough, but just understand, Tophia, you saying everything you just said to that person now makes it completely fair for people to say that same shit to you. And look, I get it. Anybody who was in the situation Tophia was in would have trauma. Like, you saw your brother get shot, that's completely understandable. But for you to now say and use as an excuse, your trauma is a reason you can't cook. Like, stop. You know what you're doing. You so greatly just want to go get fast food because you're craving like a patty melt or something. And you see, I'm not doing what you're doing to this person. I'm not trying to be a dick right here. It's just the truth. For you to say you can't cook a meal, if I was in that situation you were in, I swear to God, my thought process would be, hey, maybe I should save this $20, go make a quick meal for much cheaper, and save this money for when Mama Chu gets out and me and her are going to need it a lot more than I need it right now. And guess what? Maybe I'm not thinking that way because I'm not in this position. I'm not going through a rough time like Tophia is, so I have a different opinion on it. I have a different outlook. And while that may be true, I'll tell you this much. If that happened to me, I would not be smiling when I'm talking about it. Because when Tophia uses it as like, you know, oh, you know, this happened to me, you know, my brother got pew-pewed, she has a smile on her face when doing it.
You know, pew-pewed in his head. Pew-pewed in his head.
because she knows now she can use it as an excuse anytime anybody comes at her for anything. This is fucked up, man. Like, all around, this is just a fucked up situation. Am I sitting here saying that she's happy that that happened to her brother? Absolutely not. I bet you if you asked her right now if she would give up anything for him to be back here, she'd probably give up anything she had. However, she can also be happy about realizing that she's now a victim and being able to use it against people who call her out online. And she shows that every day in every video she makes. And she says that she doesn't even care if you think she's bullying this person because they chose to speak up and criticize Toph. And Toph is like, how dare you? The fact that you even touched on it, now that gives me the right to call you fat in front of 400,000 people that follow me. Like, get the fuck out of here. But the person Tophia was like talking about in this video, guess what? They happened to stumble upon Too High for Stupid, the podcast myself and Kiwi Tapes do every Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live tomorrow night, by the way. Well, the person in the video who Tophia called out saw it, and they wrote on the video, commented, and said, I appreciate the video, guys. I'm the guy she fat-shamed. For context, I never said she needed to starve, so I don't know where she got that from. And of course, that's the first thing Tophia jumped on, because she saw it as like, oh, this person's saying, why am I spending money? They want me to starve. They never said that. Never once said they wanted Toph to starve, but Tophia tried to act like that was the whole point in the video. It never was. I never spoke on her body or her appearance. I just criticized her spending money on unnecessary shit instead of taking care of her brother, and this is how she chose to respond. Like, she is so childish, and this video just proves that. And I think that's a great way to sum this up, because really, that's exactly how Tophia acted. Completely childish, didn't understand a single ounce of the criticism, and only chose to call this person fat. They then followed up by saying that they responded to this video and Tophia doubled down and fat-shamed them again. They then say, it's so crazy because while I am a plus-sized person, Tophia is bigger than me. If anyone is going to body shame me, it definitely should not be her. And Toph, for somebody who is like firmly against body shaming, it's wild that she's the one doing this. She's the one who would be crying on TikTok saying that people were attacking her if another TikToker did this to her. But here she is, being a complete bitch because she just doesn't like getting called out. This is what you need to remember when you hear Tophia bitch about this stuff later on down the line. Because she will later on. She's going to be mad at Walmart for not having a plus-size woman section when this is the type of shit she's saying on her streams.
So let's talk about that GoFundMe. That GoFundMe is started by my brother's friend, which you all know, Ryan. I didn't ask anyone to make a GoFundMe, and I am so thankful that they did. Now, with the GoFundMe that I didn't ask to be made, nor is it my GoFundMe, do I have access to it? No. He has access to it. He's going to go down to the cemetery once it processes and pay what needs to be paid after we set up an appointment so my brother can be buried. Yes, you know, it takes thousands of dollars to bury someone, and let's talk about what the state paid. The state paid for the service and the cremation. They did not pay for the burial because they pay only up to $6,000. You know what $6,000 is? That's for a service. Do you not know how much it is just for a service and cremation? Yeah, it was close to $6,000. So the thousands of other dollars, which is like 4,000 something, more than that probably. I don't know, when we get down there we'll see. To bury someone on top of that. So that's like a good $10,000 just for everything together. So I don't have like the money, right, to bury my brother because I was poor and sleeping out of a car, and I shouldn't have to come on here and make videos addressing this, but it is so depressing that people think I'm supposed to just get up and go get a job when I have trauma. You know, the lovely internet does not let people grieve in peace. Like, I'm supposed to just run, snap, hop, and jump and, you know, bury him when it takes 4 to 17 days for cremation. On top of that, I need to get my documentation, which is my birth certificate, and my ID, which my ID was stuck in the car, so I had to get a new ID because it's stuck in evidence. And on top of that, I had to get my birth certificate because it was stolen. And then on top of that, I have to get my social security card in order for me to be able to get a place and to have money to pay for a place to live. Oh, well, on top of doing what everyone else thinks I should do, hop, skip, run, and jump, because I'm supposed to snap when you say so. I am just so frustrated, I can't even process this. Like, my brother is gone. I have to think of him being in an urn.
So she touches on how the guy who runs the GoFundMe is going to go down to wherever they're going to have the funeral, and he's going to pay the money there. And that's all well and good. That's what people wanted to know. And Tophia saying that she shouldn't have to get on the internet and explain all this. Look, on one hand, I kind of get it. On another hand, you're also asking the internet to pay for this funeral. You're asking the internet to pay for everything in your life right now. To give people updates is just common courtesy. Yeah, there are a lot of trolls on here and a lot of people who want to mess with you, but that's all because of your own making and because of the way you've acted online. That doesn't discount all the people actually trying to help you right now and you shitting on them because you think everybody and anybody's a troll. And that's the first time I've heard you in this video bring up the job thing and say that you can't be expected to get a job because you have trauma, just like you can't be expected to cook because you have trauma. But again, if I was in your situation, which I'm not, so I don't understand maybe what's going through her mind, I would just be jump, snap, doing whatever I could to make sure that I wasn't poor, wasn't homeless, and my mother wasn't going to end up in a car again. Because the GoFundMe you guys worth like $7,000, a bunch of other money you better hope you already have saved up from people giving it to you needs to add up to $10,000 so you can pay for the funeral you're mentioning. And if that was me, I'd be working my ass off right now to try to get that money, to try to make sure all that shit can happen. And while I get it, right? Like, I know I'm trying to resonate. I'm trying to go back and forth here and try to get what Tophia is saying, but I'm just like, I know you want to sit down and relax and try to figure out your whole situation, but you've been sitting down and relaxing for over 30 years now. It's finally time for you to get up and make money the real way and not just hope that people are going to give it to you from the internet again. The same internet that you're blaming for putting you in this situation in the first place.
So since you want to be a victim, yeah, I will let the crime victim unit know, that you're really a victim of eating too much Big Mac, so I would suggest you stop. And I would suggest nobody get mad at me for saying that, because leave me alone and I'll leave you alone, okay? I won't say these things if you learn to keep your mouth closed, because if you don't have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. And you see this lovely little card that I received from the Lucero family, my mom's family, maybe don't run your mouth, okay? Because they gave me $300 and I can spend it how I like, because my mom's family, it was there when no one else was, and now I gotta wait for my brother to be buried because wonderful people are making the GoFundMe process take 2 days. So there's that. That's why my brother also hasn't been buried. Maybe leave people alone and they'll leave you alone, okay? And if this video is 10 minutes long, I don't want people to say, well, I'm not gonna watch all of this. You want to run your mouth, you better sit here and watch this whole 10-minute video. I was so sick and tired of people saying, well, I'm not going to watch this, I'm not going to listen to this. You want to run your mouth? Well, then you better sit here and listen to all of it, because I'm so sick and tired. Enough is enough. Leave my family alone, okay? And lay off the food, please. Just like you tell me. Thanks, that would be great. Enough said. Leave me alone and I'll leave you alone. Got it? Okay. Have a nice, wonderful day. Or don't. I don't care.
Honestly, guys, I'm so sick and tired of Tophia just continuing to scatter random insults at this random person in her video. She keeps calling them fat. Like, it's all she's doing. She's not saying it directly, but by her constantly bringing up Big Macs and things like that, it's like, who is she to talk, really, in this situation? And the worst thing about it is, she's like, stop coming at me. Stop attacking me. And while there are a few people that are attacking her, the person she's choosing to attack is not one of them. You wouldn't go at some nameless, faceless profile that's calling you out on the same shit because you wouldn't have anything to attack them for. You chose to go after this person in particular because you thought it'd be really funny to make fat jokes at their expense. And if I may add, you keep saying this person should keep their mouth shut, should mind their own business, shouldn't have an opinion. And this is a black man, and in the year 2025, Tophia, you should know better than to not say no shit like that. I'm just gonna be real, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm so sick and tired of you trying to act like you're someone who goes against racists, when, mind you, you're the most racist person online. And showing the money that Mama Chu's family gave you and all, like, that's all well and good. If that's the money you spent on going out and getting clothes and stuff like that, then fine. I don't know why you think you have to prove this to people. Remember, people are just speculating on this stuff on Reddit. You're making these videos and going to town just talking about this, exposing everything that's going on in your life, and it's because she can't keep her eyes off that goddamn Reddit. I don't know why she can't just get off the internet, go help Mama Chu, go get a job, and not have to worry about any of this bullshit, but no, she's making like spoof accounts on Reddit pretending to be Mama Chu and trying to defend her. Like trying to defend Tophia while being Mama Chu, but it's Tophia. Like it's so confusing, but that's what she's been up to. So she's yelling at people, calling them fat, and she's faking being Mama Chu on Reddit. Now, we gotta go see what she's doing the next day because Tophia posted a whole hell of a lot of videos. And if you want to see all these without it being edited, go over to Hat's channel. They archive all of Tophia's shit, and it'll be linked down in the description below.
Let's talk about this access to the GoFundMe that people think I have. The money that I spent at Ross and TJ Maxx was money that my mom's family gave me, which was $300 in a card. Yeah. They gave me $300 in their condolences, so I went and bought what I needed. I still need clothes because all my clothes are in the car. I have no clothes, so I have to buy clothes. I can't afford to pay my bills because I can't work. It's going to take 6 to 8 weeks to even get a check for the lost wages that, they had to pay me for not being able to work.
The what? Are you kidding me? Like, here's the thing, right? I don't know the complete logistics about it, the legality of everything, if Tophia is owed money or not, but coming from the woman who, like, sits online every day and talks about how, like, she refuses to work, it's crazy that she's talking about lost wages because she hasn't been able to work. That's some fucked up shit right there. Maybe I'm hearing it wrong. Maybe that's for something else, and you guys can let me know in the comments if I am, but, like, I just can't believe she'd say this when she's somebody who says, I have the proof of everything. I keep every live stream I do recorded. Like, don't lie. Well, let's not lie, Tophia. I have like 7 videos where you refuse to work. And now to say you're going through lost wages because you can't work? I mean, you said you didn't want to work earlier in this video. So I feel like she's just doing whatever she can to get whatever money she can out of the system because she knows once this is all said and done, she's really going to be screwed.
And on top of all of that, I still can't afford to eat, which is great. I ran out of the $500 gift card, what Grubhub was. I can't buy stuff to cook because where I'm at, we can't cook, but we can have microwavable stuff like that. I still need clothes. There's still a lot of stuff that I need, and I'm so frustrated about people thinking that I scam people. I am exhausted. I am tired. I am trying to grieve the best that I can, and I can't even grieve. I'm trying to wait for the GoFundMe money to be processed so we can pay for my brother to be buried. On top of that, whatever money is left over, we're not going to get all of that money right away. I don't know what people think, right? I'm going to need a lot of money to move. I'm going to need a lot of money to have my storage moved. I'm going to need money for last month's rent, deposit, whatever it is that I need, especially when it comes to application fees, background checks, all of that stuff. I am going to need money for that. On top of that, I can't afford nothing. I can't even come online and be like, hey, do people want to send cash apps? The cash apps, the money that people sent to my PayPal went to pay my bills. Shocker. You know why? Because I still owe a storage. I still owe a phone bill. All of it is gone. Why? Because I had to buy things I need, like underwear, shampoo, all of that stuff. Crazy, right? And the stuff that I ordered from DoorDash, I wasn't going to bring this up, but everyone knows that my parents are on food stamps. No shocker there, right? So the thing is that you can order food on DoorDash with your food stamps, but I don't have the delivery fee. And the sad thing about it is my mom's food stamp card is literally stuck with detectives. Literally stuck with detectives in evidence. So if I wanted to go to the store and pick up the food myself, I can't do that because I don't have the card handy. I don't even have my ID, and I don't even have my credit card. Go freaking figure, right? Oh, I'm supposed to starve because people say so. I'm supposed to do what people say because people think that it is very mentally sane for people to pretend to be someone's family member, contact a morgue, and then tell people, oh, he's cremated, they're not doing anything. That's very sane of people. Imagine sitting here thinking that it's a normal thing for grown-ass adults to do, is to call a freaking morgue and have enough information to get information and then provide it to people and tell people in a Reddit that he was cremated, considering the fact that we now have to wait for the GoFundMe to be processed because wonderful people have made other GoFundMes trying to collect money that I did not okay. And on top of that, we have this GoFundMe that needs to be processed so we can go down to the cemetery and pay. Oh, you know, the person that has the GoFundMe money literally is going to go down to the cemetery and pay that. You know that, right? Oh yeah, so he's going to go down there personally and pay the cemetery to have my brother buried.
So what Tophia basically just said there was a whole recap of the first video, letting people know what's going on, telling people that, you know, they want her to starve and she's not going to do it, despite nobody saying they want her to starve. Nobody would need to know any of this shit if she just stayed offline. She wants people out of her business so badly, and it makes sense. Like, I brought it up before. Nobody wants the entire internet, like, calling the funeral home all up in their business constantly. But you can't come on the internet and be like, hey, I need help for this, this, and this. And if you ask where the money's going, like, you know, fuck you, mind your business, but also, you know, mind your own business and don't ask me anything about my situation. That's not how this works. Everyone has lost a loved one in their lives, and if you haven't, you will one day. And maybe it's not as traumatic as how Tophia lost hers, but let me say this. If I had lost a loved one, and then I came on the internet and was like, guys, I need to raise this dollar amount for their funeral, and also, since I'm not in a good spot, here's my Cash App, send me some money for things that I need, and then people found out that the funeral was most likely not taking place because it hadn't for months on end, and my loved one had been cremated. Doesn't matter how they found it out. Yeah, you may disagree that they called the place, but they did. Now it's information that's out there. You know, you can't be shocked that people are, like, skeptical about where their money's going. You can't be shocked that people think you're scamming. And I feel like people would be a lot more sympathetic and resonate with you if you were actively, like, helping your mom out and trying to get into a better position in life. But you're not. You're just begging the internet to get you guys a house, to get a roof over your head, so that you can come back to TikTok and hopefully start a bustling TikTok career once again. Everyone knows that's not going to happen, but Tophia doesn't want to admit it. That's what she's praying is the outcome here. They get given a house, and she can just go back to making TikToks like nothing ever happened.
Your solutions are solutions that are not helping nobody. The solutions that you're giving people you think are easy solutions are not easy solutions, and I'm tired of it. And I'm sick of it, and I don't need to hear your solutions. I didn't ask for unsolicited advice from people who can't even understand the fact that I went through something traumatic, and I'm supposed to just go get a job after I watched my brother murdered before my eyes and be like, oh, well, you're okay. You're fine. He didn't harm you. He tried to rip you out of the window, but it's not as bad as what your mom and your brother got. I feel so bad. I feel more so bad for your mom and your brother than I feel for you because you didn't even get hurt. I'm mentally hurt. Do you know what it's like to have to see this guy drive off with my mom in the car and my brother dead and have to process that my brother looked dead? And to even wonder if he really was dead, hoping that he wasn't dead? My brother is living in an urn. I have to process that. I can't even afford nothing. I can't even ask the internet like, hey, I need Cash Apps. I need money. I need help. No one's going to help me. All because people have nothing better to do but to keep constantly harassing me. Oh, they see me at Ross, let's film the F out of her, and oh, let's say that she's spending this GoFundMe money, let's catch her at TJ Maxx. Oh, God forbid I buy hair care products because I need to take care of my hair. Oh, I can't buy soap. Why TJ Maxx? Why Ross? I went to get a tumbler because I don't have a cup to drink water out of, so I guess I'm just gonna slurp water out of my goddamn hands because people think so. Oh wait, God forbid I buy me PJs and slippers because I can't be walking around in shoes all the time, and I need some comfortable slippers to walk around when I'm not outside doing what I need to do to get prepared for a place and all of this other shit. Oh, I can't even update you because my family watches. Then I'm going to get screamed at and be told that I'm putting my family in danger because I'm just defending myself. But I'm not going to shut up anymore because I need to speak my mind, and I'm so sick and fucking tired of it.
I'm sorry, did you guys just catch that? She dropped it as like a little off-the-cuff thing and said how fucking tired of it she is, but her own family, Marie's family, Mamachu, they think Tophia is putting the family in danger by continuing to stay online, but she needs to speak her mind and get things off her chest, because she just can't fucking deal with it anymore. But screw what the family says, right? They obviously don't know any better. These people clearly don't have her best interest in mind. They just want to, they're trolls, basically. They're a bunch of trolls who don't want to see her having fun on TikTok, so she should be allowed to be on TikTok no matter what these people say. Even if she's staying with them, I'll walk down the street and make a TikTok. Like, she literally blurted it out right there that the family does not want her on this app, and she views all of them as the ones in the wrong. And if you want to take it back even further, Brother Chu and Mama Chu didn't want her on TikTok anymore. They begged and pleaded with her to stop this shit and just get a normal job, live a normal life. But Tophia saw it like this. She had trauma back from her original job at Dunkin' Donuts. And she's even said it here, you know, the trauma's gone back years. It didn't just start now. And then TikTok came along and it allowed her to sit on her ass all day and make videos and see a couple dollars from it. Those dollars were enough to buy her like a patty melt every now and again, so that was enough for her. And right now, even again, she's like, I'm not about to get a job. The internet's gonna pay for it. And oh my god, I think randomly I just figured out Tophia's mindset. She really thinks the internet owes her this. The internet's to blame for what happened to her family, in her own mind that is. And because they're to blame, they should be paying for all this shit. At least that's what Tophia is thinking.
God forbid this girl wants to eat. Oh, and to that girl that said that you didn't fat shame me, you called me a hoochie, so I don't care if you fat shamed me or not. You don't have to fat shame me, but you called me a hoochie and made a video saying I'm blowing through money. I don't have my clothes. I don't have pants. Okay, my clothes are in the car. So maybe stop telling me how I need to spend my money, and you should worry about stop spending your money on Big Macs, okay? Because it looks like you eat too much. Worried about how I'm spending my money, well, you should be worried about how you're spending your money on food consumption. So maybe, just maybe, leave me alone, and I won't do that to you, okay? You want to cry and scream fat shaming, and now you want to play the victim after you chose to make that video, not me. No one told you to make a video saying I was scamming people because you want to listen to a Reddit and all these other dumbasses on the internet, because I can't update you because the place that I'm at, I can't really do updates.
Yes, you can. You're doing one right now. You can only do them when you want to do it and you want to yell at the internet. And listen to that bullshit excuse. Yeah, you know, you never said anything about my weight, but you still said some things, so stop eating so many Big Macs and I'll go at you for your weight. Again, just remember, Tophia is now basically saying that everything like fat shaming wise, weight jokes and all that, it's fair game. And I really think she's just going after this person on a race basis. Tophia, she says she's not racist, but from all signs I've ever seen, the way she's talked about Mexican people before, telling them to go back to their country, and now the way she just doesn't think other black people should have opinions, it's really weird considering she is a black Mexican woman, and yet she still decides to do this shit. It really, though, shows her true colors with how, like she really went at that other person for their weight, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy for Tophia, of all people, to be that, just to be that mean-spirited over this. It was like, how dare you accuse me of scamming people? It's like, I'm sorry, Tophia. Yeah, the cards all look like they're falling in that direction. You can't blame people for asking questions. And if they do and you want to respond, you don't get to just go at their physical appearance, despite you always being against that when people do it to you, just because you feel attacked. That's not how the world works. But if that's how you want the world to work, I'm sure the trolls will gladly oblige.
I'm literally having to run around, get a birth certificate and ID, and get all my documentation together so I could try to get a place. And I cannot stop after all of this stuff that I have going on that I have doing to literally cater and update y'all on what's going on, because you don't need to know what's going on, because clearly you don't give a F. You want to criticize me how I spend money that my family gave me to spend money how I choose to spend it. They didn't give you $300. You know what's funny? You're jealous because your family members probably wouldn't give you $300 if you really need it. And if you were in a situation like mine, you'd have no family members. You'd have nobody. You're mad that my family members came together and helped me in my time of need because you have nobody. When something like this happens to you, you realize that your family members ain't gonna have your back. And that's what it is. It's just pure jealousy. That's exactly what it is. No matter how you try to paint this, it is not going to work for you. You're mad for what? Why are you mad about how I spend my money? Right? I'm supposed to starve? I'm not supposed to eat? I cannot. Some of you guys who are literally big backs are the ones that need to be concerned about your food consumption, not mine. Okay? You want to complain that I need to starve myself while also being a big back, and I am going to continue to keep saying it. Maybe you're a victim of eating too much Big Macs, okay? And you need to stop being a big back, okay? A big back with a big bonnet on their big ass head wants to come on the internet and try to tell people that I'm scamming people because you're so mad I shopped at Ross. You're so, oh, God forbid.
This is the only way she knows how to interact with other people. If somebody were to ever question her on anything, she would just go at their appearance or make assumptions about their family life like she's doing here, saying that if people were in the same situation as her, their family wouldn't give a shit. It seems like she's trying to throw what she perceives the internet throwing at her back at people on the internet. But she's not like hitting the right targets. So in her mind, all people on the internet do is go at her family and call her fat. So now that everything has happened to her and she feels like she's a victim, Tophia feels like she can get back on the internet, say whatever the fuck she wants to whoever the fuck she wants, because she is again a victim. It feels like we're hitting a period of Tophia content where she's just going to be making videos saying the most outlandish shit possible, really saying whatever comes to her mind with no filter, because she feels like now she can, because she'll get away with it in her mind. But when I say she's missing the targets, it's because she says that she doesn't want people's advice, she doesn't want to hear other people's opinions, and there are a lot of people who genuinely want to see her like do better, and they're telling her this stuff like, hey, maybe you should get a job. Maybe you shouldn't view TikTok as your one and only source of income. And she's like, well, you're a fucking big back. You know, maybe you should stop eating too many Big Macs and shit like that. Like, that's her only reply. That's all she's got. And that's all you're gonna get.
I can't do this. Hey guys, send me a cash out because I'm broke and I still need to get closed. I've already asked for any possible help with clothing. Every place, because I know people are gonna be like, there's places that donate clothes. Yeah, they don't have pants in my size. I've already got shirts that don't even fit me. I got pants that don't even fit me. I only have a few pairs of few shirts, except the shirts that I bought at Walmart because I needed shirts. I couldn't keep washing. I only had like three shirts. That's all I have is 4, including the black shirt I got for my brother's service because they didn't have anything really for a funeral service that fit me because Walmart sizes are jacked up. They don't have plus size stuff. You know, that's why people need to be plus size inclusive. So I got a black shirt because that's all I could get for a service. I wanted to dress up for my brother's service, but I couldn't dress up because all the stuff that was nice wasn't in my size. Oh, and then people want to have the nerve to tell people like Samira to lose weight. Well, maybe if you just lose weight, then you'll find something in your size. No, we shouldn't have to do that. Companies should be size inclusive for everyone instead of me having to run around to different stores. I couldn't run around because I had to get the clothes to take to the funeral home so they can dress my brother up in those clothes while the casket is closed. While I still have to remind myself my brother is dead. He's not here. He's murdered. He's in an urn. While trying to struggle with, I can't afford any of my shit. Oh well. What am I gonna do? The internet's not gonna help me. They're gonna tell me to go get a job. Maybe, I should just give up. I know my mom may need me, but she must, I can't do this anymore. I can't. Nobody is yelling, screaming, and complaining when they're helping Jeffree Star make millions of dollars and he's a racist. He doesn't need money. He's already making from his makeup brand, but yet comes online and has the audacity to battle every freaking day and make millions of dollars, and no one bats an eye. Oh, God forbid everyone continues to still keep buying James Charles makeup, even though James Charles was a whole predator, but no one seems to call that behavior out. I am so sick and tired of when I actually need help, I can't even get it. God forbid. I'm so sick and tired of people messaging me, this is what, I don't need to update you. I'm in this place where I have to get out and get a place. I cannot stop and cater to you. That's why you have no life. You want me to be back out in the streets. I cannot be focusing on you. I gotta be focusing on having money to pay for this place and get a place. If my disabled mom ends up back on the street, I'm blaming you.
So Tophia says that she will be blaming the internet if her disabled mother ends up homeless again. It seems like it doesn't even feel like it's real, right? That sounds like something trolls said Tophia said, just to get Tophia angry at them, because she'd be like, oh, I'd never say that, but she did. She genuinely will blame the trolls. She will blame the entire internet if her own actions put them in a situation where Mamachu's homeless again. Reminder, they were homeless in the first place because of Tophia's own actions. Tophia was supposed to pay the rent. She didn't. She just didn't pay it. And Papachu didn't pay it either. Don't get it twisted. Papachu's a big reason why they're homeless as well. But it's not the internet's fault. In no way, shape, or form is it the internet's fault. And she desperately wants somebody to blame so badly so she doesn't have to, take any accountability. And the only people she can blame is the internet. And she'll say that she has to be on here, she has to be making videos because it's her job. But when every other member of her family, including Mama Chu and Brother Chu, were telling her get the fuck offline, and she continues to stay here, and she still wants to blame the internet for putting her family in danger, is crazy. She's been saying recently that she's going to be seeing a therapist or a psychiatrist or somebody, and honestly, with the way she's talking in these videos, she has to. This is absolutely delusional. She can't stay on one topic for more than 15 seconds, and I know that's a lot for me to say, but I notice it. Oh, I notice it. And Tophia was always bad with it before, but now, Jesus Christ, she's jumping all over the place. But here we are, maybe a month and a half after the whole situation went down, and so many people were so hopeful that Tophia would try to turn her life around, not sit on the internet and wallow away all day, but no, somehow, some way, she has become a worse person. She's become somebody that is just now hurling abuse at random others on the internet because she feels slighted by trolls. It's kind of shocking. For some people, it's shocking. A lot of people kind of predicted this, and to the people who did, kudos to you.
I'm about to rip my hair out and lose my freaking mind. I really am. You think by removing that video and taking it down it's helping you? If I'm scamming people, then why are you going out of your way to remove a video of me explaining that I'm not scamming people? If you believed I was scamming people, then why are you trying to stop me from explaining and defending myself? Maybe it's because I'm not scamming people? You know what? I'm not even going to waste my energy. You guys could take that video down all you want, but it's not going to prove that I'm scamming people. It's only going to prove that you're scamming people. Because why are you online more concerned about me instead of concerned about yourselves? And what's funny is you're concerned about taking down a video. Why are you so concerned about taking down a video of me explaining where the money came from for the Ross and TJ Maxx stuff? What? I can't. It's okay. I'm not going to make a whole video explaining that I'm not scamming people. I'm not going to remake that video. You could sit in your misery.
No, Tophia, a video of yours getting taken down on Instagram does not mean that it's proof that you're not scamming people. I know I said it earlier that you're not spending the current, GoFundMe money that's there for your brother's funeral because she can't even touch it, but, there are other ways that you have been scamming people, and not only that, it seems like, right, it seems like that funeral money, the one everyone's talking about, you may scam people. Now, that's yet to be seen. I'm not going to accuse you of that until, God forbid, it happens. But if that money gets in your possession and you buy, the cheapest funeral possible just so you can pocket the other $6,000, yes, people are going to say you scammed them. I think a lot of people are just afraid that that money isn't going to go to any funeral and the state's going to pay for it and you're just going to be given it and still not getting a house for Mamachu or anything like that. Just continue to spend it on fast food like you've been doing. Tophia admitted it in the beginning of the video here that she hasn't been cooking due to trauma, and I'm telling you right now, I may seem a little cynical in saying this, but Tophia doesn't change. She hadn't changed in 30 years, and the only way she's changed now is that she feels that the internet owes her something. So I can understand why people are questioning you on that. And why did Instagram take down your story? I don't understand it either, Tophia. I'll be honest, you made that video of me a few weeks ago saying that I chew 200 cigarettes, and the fact that Instagram took that down is ridiculous. But you blamed me for it. You had no proof of it whatsoever, Mrs. I have proof about everything. You blamed me for taking down your Instagram video. And now I see it full well that whenever something bad happens to you or you're inconvenienced, you blame the person you were calling out, or you're blaming the person you're mad at the time. And right now it just so happens to be the trolls. This is why people can't take you serious, Tophia.
Okay, when you see all the money exactly where it went, I'm not going to tell you. I don't need to sit here and argue with you over the internet and remake a video and try to have it be posted up. Live in your misery, okay? You're miserable, evil, negative people. I'm not. You know what? I'm going to remove you from my life, okay? I'm going to remove the people from my life spiritually, mentally, physically. You don't exist to me anymore. You don't belong in my brain anymore. You want to know why? You're not going to hold space for negativity in my brain. I'm going to keep a positive mind. I don't need to be sitting here arguing with people who literally take down things that literally is just someone explaining that they didn't scam people. So you're bothered by a video? Because if you wasn't bothered, you wouldn't have had my video taken down, which proves I didn't scam people. I want you to stay fuming, okay? Be mad, okay? Be as mad as you need to be. I can't help you. All I'm going to say is have a good day or don't. Stay angry.
So in a very Cyrax manner, Tophia tells the internet that she's done with them. They are nothing to her, and she is leaving and leaving them in the past. Stay angry, everyone on the internet. Tophia wins. She's the big kahuna, the big winner, and all these trolls are just so pissed off right now that Tophia is walking away from the troll community. Again, she should have done this months ago, but the problem is, she's not actually going to do it. Because if she ended it right there and was like, stay angry, trolls, you're not finding out anything about my life. See you later, and just never posted again, man, she would have owned the trolls. But just a few short days later, she was back making videos, this time at a bus stop or something. And it's the usual Tophia ramblings that you've expected. And I'm not gonna lie, it's getting incredibly ridiculous how many times she comes on here and says, I know I don't have to be on here, but I just have to say something. No you don't. No, you don't just have to say something. Your family so badly doesn't want you on here. And I know I'm saying that a lot, but a lot of people think that, why shouldn't Tophia be allowed to be on the internet? Just because the trolls say so? And no, again, I repeat, the family who she's crashing with, the family who is the only people she has left, they don't want her on here more than anything in the world.
So, hey guys, I just wanted to address something, and I know I don't have to come in here and address something, but I feel I need to. Can people stop hassling me saying my brother's at the morgue? That's false misinformation. My brother's not sitting at the morgue. He's cremated. He's sitting in his urn until the money processes. Excuse me. For us to bury him. Please stop hassling me, harassing me, saying that he's rotting at the morgue. No, he's not. Whoever had enough information to call the morgue, which is crazy, pretend to be his family, and then say he's sitting at the morgue is lying. Like, that's false misinformation they're spreading. He's not sitting at the morgue. He's sitting in his urn, waiting to be buried, because it's taking a while to process, because people are being straight up a-holes. A-holes, okay? A-holes.
That's just not true. The GoFundMe money isn't being held up because people are being a-holes. The GoFundMe money is being held up because Brother Chu's friend knows that you have no idea what you're doing with this funeral. And I know this is like the fucking most morbid dunk I've ever seen, but she's like, I need to come on here and be like, hey guys, my brother's not at the morgue. He's been cremated and he's in his urn. But Tophia, if we're being honest, he has been at the morgue for like 30 to 40 days. And just a few days ago was finally cremated. So I don't know why you decided it was such like a... And I feel like he may have been even cremated the day Tophia made this, and she got on here and was like, hey guys, guess who's fucking wrong again? And then maybe it's me being morbid with the opinion I'm about to give, but like, again, I feel like she is sad about losing her brother. But now that this has happened, everything that happens now with his funeral, his cremation, if they get money, where they get put up at, it's all a dunk. It's all something she can use to go at the trolls and go, see, I got this and you don't. And as a matter of fact, you're jealous, because she's been bringing up that a whole hell of a lot, that everyone's jealous with all the resources she's getting. I'm telling you, man, this whole situation is a lot more dark than Tophia would want you to believe.
The amount of homeless people on the streets in Albuquerque is insane, and the crime is so dangerous. Kids on the streets. That's a scary thing to think about, and all you could think about is yourselves. That's messed up. That's not real life. Like, literally, you want to say that I'm scamming people to make yourselves feel better, to stop people from helping me, and that's the messed up part. Like, you're continuously trying. Show proof, other than me going to Ross and TJ Maxx and a video just saying, oh, she's spending GoFundMe money, look, she's going shopping. That video doesn't have any receipt proof that I have spent money at Ross. You do know that that's $7,000. You're insinuating that I spent $7,000 at Ross with the little bit of bags that I did have, which, you know, someone took a picture of me with the bags at the bus stop. I didn't have a lot of bags. Make that make sense.
Tophia, nobody is alleging that you spent $7,000 at Ross, and if you did, holy shit, I can't imagine what type of haul that would be. But then you start doing this weird shit where you're talking about homeless people in Albuquerque, and more specifically homeless kids, and how this is a real problem, which I guarantee you it is. Homelessness is a major problem in this country. And so you try to use it, though, to go, oh, all these homeless kids on the street, and you don't care about any of that. All you care about is my GoFundMe? Weird. Or some shit like that you said. This just proves you don't give a shit about the things that you claim to care about. Homelessness, racism, people being fat-phobic against each other. You only care when you're the person who's benefiting from it. You love calling people out for being racist, but guess what? You're one of the most racist people out there. You love calling out people for being fat-phobic, but listen to this entire video and the shit you've said today. And then, of course, homelessness, which, until you were homeless, you never spoke a peep about. Actually, you did one time. You talked about how all those homeless people were shutting down bathrooms downtown because there was too many of them. It was never a problem until you faced it yourself. And that's exactly what's going on here. Stop trying to stand on some, like, hill and grandstand on everyone and go, oh, yous don't care, yous are terrible people, because you're no different than anybody else, Tophia.
You're the same people that spend your money on bullcrap and then try to judge how others spend their money. It is weird. I'm a grown adult who literally receives money, and you're so mad at the fact saying, oh, her family won't give her this money and not help her. Like, stop making excuses because your life is shitty. because you got a horrible life that you want everyone else to be miserable with you. I'm sorry your life is that miserable that you love to trash on someone who watched their sibling die right before their eyes, and you want to sit here and be some Dr. Phil therapist and tell me I don't have trauma. You're weird for that. I'm so sick and tired of people sitting here and also saying, well, I work with trauma. You don't have trauma. Kudos to you for working with trauma, okay? Kudos to you, because I can't do it, okay? And for you to say that I've never had trauma, yes, I had. The amount of people that don't understand that I had to go through, especially because realizing because someone told me so, that the police was discriminating against me because of my online presence. Do you know how messed up it is to not even have the law help you? Do you know how frustrating it is to not have the law help you when you showed them multiple times that people said, are you ready to DIE? But yeah, I'm supposed to be the sane one. I'm the one that's supposed to be strong and try to hold on for my mother, because I'm the only one she has left. Because I don't want to be the only one she has left, because sadly, I don't want to be here anymore. And I'm sick of it. I can't even afford my bills. And yet you want me to go to work and my mind is not sane.
Of course, she starts out that clip by assuming how other people spend their money, and really that whole clip is just a bunch of deflection. Tophia just saying everything she does and the way her life is and how shitty it is, and trying to push it onto other people. And then she inadvertently admits that yes, the trauma she's facing is not because of the shooting. She's been facing trauma for years now, and that's why she couldn't go get a job. You know what that trauma's about? It's about the police discriminating against her, which is complete bullshit. I vaguely recall just a week or two before the shooting took place, you being on a live stream talking about how you don't want to deal with the police, you don't care about the police, and you get that from your father who used to put green tape crosses. Like, okay, so this might sound confusing, but Tophiachu would get green tape. He'd cut two pieces off, he'd make a cross on the wall, and he'd put them everywhere, on the floor, on like certain items in the house, and that was supposed to keep him safe from the police. This clearly rubbed off on Tophia, and she feels like she's been being discriminated against, when that's not the case at all. Tophia, there's a reason when you call out these trolls, you go for their jobs, not to put them in jail. Because like 99% of what these people are doing is not illegal. You just want people to like face repercussions, kind of like you feel like you have. Nobody's gonna like knock on their door, no police that is, and arrest them for the shit they're doing to you. Except for the man who did what he did to Brother Chu, but that man's no longer with us. And that man was a genuine criminal. But you don't ever put any blame on him, and you put it all on the internet for some reason.
Because I really wish people would stop assuming that I'm not gonna see a therapist, and stop telling me to see a therapist and speak with a therapist, because that's really pissing me off, and I'm getting so annoyed because I'm gonna see a therapist when I want to see a therapist. Don't assume that I'm not gonna see one. It's none of your business, and I wish people would just stop assuming stuff. Leave me alone. I've had enough. I'm going through it. I'm trying to process. I'm having a hard time. Life is not real to me. My brother is not here. You all lack empathy.
God damn, I can't believe she's doing this. Maybe I gave her too much credit again, because I said that she was apparently going to a therapist, right? And now it sounds like she's trying to get away from that by saying, I'll do it at my own pace. You're not going to do it at all then, because if you really wanted to talk to somebody, you really thought you needed it, because like clearly right now you're not doing well, your own words, you don't even want to go do that now, because she just wants to sit around and scroll through TikTok, and that would be an hour a week that you can't do that. And the way she's responding is like so monotonely saying every comeback she's been saying for the past month. Leave me alone. I'm going through it. I've had enough. I'm sick and tired. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, do you really think you're at this point now where anything you do is just like unquestionable? Nobody can dare say anything to the great Tophia. And if you do, it's, hey, I'm going through a lot. You can't question me. This is really setting a horrible precedent for Tophia, because she thinks she's going to be able to act like this no matter where she goes in life. I really do think, and I've brought this up in a few videos, that she thinks she's going to be given a house by the state. Just a free house that she'll never have to pay for, and she's going to be in for a rude awakening when she figures out that she has to pay for a whole lot more shit than she probably has planned for. And that, my friends, is where I thought today's video was going to end. But then, just last night, Tophia posted a whole nother 20 minutes of ranting and raving, and this time it seems like she's contacting lawyers. That's what the GoFundMe money's gonna be for now. Lawyers, so she can sue a bunch of people for defamation. Like, she is trying everything she can to get a one-up on the trolls. She seems to believe that now that this has happened, anything that people say online that may be, like, slightly untrue about Tophia is a suable offense, and the police will run right to your door and arrest you. Now, this is right after her saying that the police are discriminating against her and won't do anything for her, but no, now they're on her side, because it fits her narrative for this specific situation. Like, nothing she said in today's video really adds up when you try to look at it. Is she scamming people with the GoFundMe money? Again, she can't even touch that money yet, but every other donation people have given her for specific things like housing or like maybe Mama Chu's medical bills. I know I brought this up before, but yeah, no, she's not doing anything about that. She's, especially the medical bills. The second that comes in the mail, she is tearing them bitches up.
Mind you, you saying that I'm scamming people and that I also set up my family when that's not the case, because the guy is unalive, so, and also it's still an active investigation. I'm getting help from the detectives and the people that are working on my case. Mind you, they wouldn't be helping me. I would be in jail right now if I was literally accused of anything. But the funny thing about it is that you guys love to make yourselves feel like wonderful, good people that aren't actively harassing someone and literally finding reasons to pick fights so I can go back and forth with you because you don't have my live streams to go off of. So now you're trying to find everything you can because you don't have nothing.
Now, I don't know, Toph, tell me who that sounds like. Having nothing to go off of, so throwing random shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, not having anything on somebody, so just saying random shit. I don't know. If the Reddit's doing it, or people online are doing it too, I wonder where they got it from. Maybe they've been watching a lot of Toph videos.
And literally to be telling me that I don't have a right to post this video saying I felt sorry for you, but now I have a right to grieve. Here's the thing that you don't understand and that you lack, and it's easy comprehension. You can't tell someone to not feel certain feelings, especially when I watched my brother get murdered. I will never get over that. I will post it as many times as I want to. If you were a supporter of mine once, you don't like that, block me, or I could block you. I don't need to see your negative comments of you saying like this is getting. You don't tell someone how to feel and say that they're feeling too much. This just recently happened. You don't tell large content creators to get over things when they constantly talk about stuff because they're your favorites. And I'm so sick and tired of this picky and choosy crap. Like, leave people alone. It's that simple. You don't even know the stuff that I've had to deal with, and you're over here telling me, stop.
No, once again, it is your family telling you to stop. I know you keep just glossing over that despite bringing it up. And again, we would have never known your family doesn't want you to make these videos had you not said it yourself. But they don't, and you still continue to try to like make the trolls feel like the bad people here by going, you just don't want me to grieve. You don't want me to vent. No, Tophia, the closest people you have in your life don't want that. And also, any supporter you may have online, all these people who are sympathetic to Tophia still give her the advice that maybe you should get offline right now. And she refuses to take it because she is just like, in her mind, she's like, listen, that's troll talk. I know you people like have my best interest in mind, but stop like giving me opinions that the trolls are also giving me because I can't let them win.
It's always tone policing when it comes to me, and I'm sorry. I am gonna say it's a little giving. It's giving a little anti-black. It's giving a little you don't like black people, and I don't want someone to come in here and say it's directed towards them and they're black. I don't want to hear your BS excuse. I'm so sick and tired of black women being told to hold their emotions, that it's too much, that they need to stop, they're overreacting. all of this stuff. I'm so sick and tired of it. You don't tell white people who constantly use their trauma day in and day out to cash in and profit.
Yeah, no, you don't get to say anything about racism when you just told a fellow black person that they don't get to have an opinion, and then you proceeded to body shame them. Don't you dare, Tophia. You are racist. You don't get to say it's giving racist when you're the one supplying it. Also, let's not lie. None of these people calling you out are just telling random black women that they're too much. You're the one doling out all these accusations. I've never said that stuff about black women. I know many people who've never said that about black women, that they're over the top, that they're too loud or something like you mentioned. No, Tophia, these are words I've heard you refer to black women as. So again, at the end of the day, the only racist I see here is you.
First of all, the video that I posted on TikTok will never make money because it's not over 1 minute. And for someone to literally have the nerve to say that's not what they were alluding to, that's what I assumed you were alluding to. Because anytime anyone complains, it's because they think I'm making profit. Sorry, it is what it is. For you to come at me and say that I shouldn't assume that, I am going to assume that. Because people said it on my Instagram story, or not my Instagram story, on my Instagram page, saying that they were alluding to the fact that I'm milking this situation to get even more money. How am I milking something when it's a whole freaking trend where someone made to the trend saying the devil couldn't reach me, but when I do a trend, it's too freaking much? No, black women in specifics are not too freaking much. You're too much.
Stop trying to define all black women by your own actions, you racist. Tophia, people are calling you out for milking the situation, which, if you go through your comment section, if you look at the things you've been posting, you are. You say that the internet's to blame for putting you in the position you're in, but then it's all, like, the internet is the only place you can come to and ask for money because you will do nothing in your real life to make it. You were on, where was it? It was Instagram or TikTok. All I know is she was asking for $5 the other day. Can someone cash at me $5? You can go earn that. Stop trying to make the internet this big bad wolf when it's the only reason your family's still even as afloat as it is. All in all, ladies and gentlemen, this is one grading series of videos from Tophia today. I mentioned it in the beginning, but if you're still at this point in the video, I cannot thank you enough, because there's only so much Tophia ranting one can take in a day. And I know this has been quite a lot, so I think I'll wrap it up here. Again, she's just being the worst type of person online and thinks she's vindicated in doing so. I don't really know what else to say other than go check out Hat's channel and watch all these videos for yourself and give me your own opinion. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. I've given so many opinions on Toph today, but now that it's over, I'm just like, wow, she's really gonna let Mama Chew, that poor old woman, just rot, because Tophia's gonna blame the internet for any situation they end up in. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, but again, a lot of you guys saw it coming. Thank you to everyone who's made it this far yet again, and if you guys want to, stop by Kiwi Tapes' channel tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time for the Too High for Stupid podcast. We'd love to have you there. Follow me on Twitter at Smokeymcc, and man, ladies and gentlemen, when new updates happen with Tophia, I will have you covered. It seems like she is already off the deep end, and she's going even deeper, so I imagine stuff will come out sooner rather than later, and when it does, I'll have you covered here. So again, until the next time, stay safe, everybody, have a great day, and I am out of here.